Hi, welcome back to Bear Talks. You're here with myself, Levi Pink.
I'm D21.
I'm Omar.
And tonight we're talking about Drake and Ed Sheeran versus Wiley. And we're also going to be talking about Top Boy, the new Top Boy. If you've seen it, you know what we'll be talking about. So I'm going to pass it over to you because I know you want to talk about this so bad. What's been going on with Wiley?
I don't know. Well, enough people I've seen is trending quite a bit with what Wiley's saying about Drake and Ed Sheeran. Obviously, in recent night, Wiley's been saying how Drake's a culture vulture and how Ed Sheeran's like a culture vulture because he's recently done grime, and for 90 years he didn't want to do grime or something like that. I don't know, because basically what he's been saying is that Drake is trying to block people. He doesn't really help people.
Yeah,
then
that
there's
was
this whole kind of argument of...
Didn't he have a song coming out with Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
And she signed under, I mean, it was about OVO, like, don't sign to them, they're going to do you over or something.
Oh, crazy.
Like, he was like, don't, because they're just trying to...
How's he trying to block
keep
people,
you in the
though?
shadows? Because he's apparently, they're not letting the music come out. So there was a song, I think that's even where that's where this all stemmed from. Because there was a song that he had coming out on the day Top Boy was coming out. So I think, yeah, he was a bit mad still. He was a bit mad.
Boy, I don't
My view on it is this, innit? I mean, I know that there is a lot of US artists that don't have that full-on respect for UK artists.
Drake's not from the US, but anyway.
You know what I mean, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying to you? A lot of the artists from the US and Canada, then, let's say, innit, yeah, that don't fully have respect for UK artists and what we're doing over here and want to capitalize. Because for real, Britain, like, even more than... Like, the UK music scene from, like, Channel U days to now...
If you think... Okay.
It's a lot more, like... It's a lot more globally trending. It's a lot more globally trending. I mean, look at the artists, like, that you got out there now. They're a lot more...
But you're from the US, so what... Do you actually see this happening? Like, over there? Like, do you see people not respecting British...
I don't know, because when I talk to people in America, like, I ask them who's popping that they heard of from the UK, and most people ain't heard of most people like you would think, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
But do you think that if US artists showed it off more, they would know? Do you think they would even pay attention?
I think they would show. Like,
do you think they would really like it?
Yeah. After getting comfortable with it, you see what I'm saying? At first, it's a little bit of a shock. Yeah. That's why I think the presence of, like, artists like Drake, I could get why people say the culture vulture thing, but I think the presence and the integration of artists like Drake helps with the awareness of what's going on in the streets in the UK. It's like you gotta weigh it out. You see what I'm saying? There's more pros than cons there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he did put gigs on. So
well, gigs was on anyway. Gigs was on anyway.
So what? People in the US already knew about gigs before.
Like the music industry. Like, if say Drake's coming over here to the UK, obviously he's gonna do his homework. So he wants to know who's popping with the scene that I'm involved in.
And that's why I think Drake is smart, because his team done the right thing like that. Whereas a lot of US artists have come over here and it's been like a kind of a wham bam thank you man. Like, I'm not really trying to link no artists or see who's popping or make that international connection. Whereas to some extent Drake has kind of come over here and tried to sink a few roots over here.
But he does that. He does that.
I mean, think about this, innit? If you're an international artist, you want to do that.
You got to do that.
If I go to this country or that country and I know that they like rap, they love hip hop over here, there's a market for it, there's artists, I'm going to try and sink my roots.
That has been done, but don't you realise, I think sometimes, not people are contradicting themselves almost, but it's like D-Block Europe with Jadakiss. But everybody wants to, like, I'm not saying, a lot of people do like them, but a lot of people are also like, oh, they're just they're like Americans, man. They're just like Americans, man.
Do you know what it is?
And
it's that whole stigma that goes
like,
back.
Grime originated, I get it, with Wiley, like it was this whole own thing, like it was its own sound, like not just with Wiley, but you know, a lot of other people. Wiley.
I mean, with
some
Wiley,
people just haven't, I don't know, me personally, I just think some people haven't maybe liked it, because it's not, like you said, comfortability, like being comfortable with the sound, being comfortable with what you're used to. Like we know that like rap, and it was the US that sort of brought it here. So it was, you know what I mean? It's going around and around and around. And obviously we liked it, so we tried to copy it in a sense. And they just maybe don't like what we do, so they're not trying to copy it. They're not even trying to hear it.
I mean, I think what happens with the issue with that is, like, people kind of take the individual aspect and like generalize it. Like, see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know about it.
No, but I think that's what I'm saying.
Level, like a lot of people don't even know about it.
About this before, like geographically, I don't think people in the US even understand
like as a
what
whole.
the UK is. Like they call it the UK. They don't know that they don't really understand that there's other places. And it's like when you got like somebody like Drake, I think sometimes not in a weird. Me personally, I think maybe you got to kind of pay homage to it, because at least they're trying to integrate and make stuff happen. Like, because they don't post it on their gram or put it here or put it there, like that's maybe not what they're being told to do by their management. And they have signed certain contracts that they have to listen to the people that are telling them what to do and how to run their page and stuff sometimes. Like, it's all about image. And I'm not saying that when they're here, they show that they're chilling with man. Like, I saw Young Thug at I'm Just Bait's event, like just walking out with Gunna, like just chilling. He was chilling at the back. Like, he's posting up that he's in London with Gunna, because Gunna was performing at I'm Just Bait's event. Like,
I'm Just Bait.
I'm Just Bait, the Instagram page. Like, I'm Just Bait, he had an event, and like I'm seeing these people like moving with each other. It's just, I think some people are more maybe secluded, and I'm not being funny, but it can be almost looked at as hypocritical, because Wiley don't want to integrate. That's what he's kind of screaming in a weird way. But, you know.
There's a little.
Other than that, what people are saying the problem is that they come here and they get shown love, but it's not
reflected.
The other way. Like he said earlier, they don't know about UK rappers.
No.
I mean, that's one reason why you kind of got to respect.
But if it's Wiley, we're not talking rap, we're talking grime.
Well, rap is grime. Like, it's all rap. It's all rap. It's all rap. Like,
but Wiley wouldn't say that.
It's all rap.
Wiley would not say he's a rapper.
Yeah, it's still rap. It's still rap.
It's
not hip hop music, no. But, and this is where you have to give grime its respect.
The thing is, the reason
grime has earned its own playing field.
Yeah, but it's still hip hop though.
Ground.
Like, I tell you why it's still hip hop. If you produce a seed, is it still not yours? You see what I'm saying? Like, there wouldn't be no grime if there was no hip hop. It has to be hip hop. Where would it come from?
I'm not saying it hasn't stemmed from somewhere, but and hip hop is not one of the influences of grime. But what I'm trying to say to you is, grime is not hip hop, and that's where I'll give Britain its own. Yeah?
Right,
Britain has earned its own whole respect of doing grime. There's so many subgenres that have come up from here and from there. Grime is one of the most prominent because it is
disagree.
I
disagree.
I watched it go from, like I said, garage, from post X days and all of that to when it became actual grime. And
not even that. Why grime is not hip hop is because you have to remember, before grime there was jungle. And jungle garage, Bashment more than
which is the originator of hip hop as well. So it's like a triangle. It's like
not with Bashment, because Bashment goes back.
It's a different sound. It's a totally different sound to hip hop. But I understand where you're coming from, because some of the way expression, and like, you know, but you know, we could argue about this for days. It's music. There's jazz, and people argue that soul and then R&B, like it's, you know what I'm saying, like that's not the same, but it is the same.
Well, it's the way I would describe hip hop to me, why I say that's hip hop as well, because hip hop to me is street music. That's where I encountered this. That's where it's birthed from, the streets. See what I'm saying? So it's street music, and the way it's put together, it's put together like rap. See what I'm saying? It's poetry. It's a rhythmic poetry, which
they change their mind when you come down to the bit of where it's put together. It's not. It's the sound is totally different. Yeah. So then that's where people are like, no, this is not hip hop. This is something different. Like, because the sound has come from, like you say, originated from other places.
No.
Like
even that, I mean, I personally think it's two different scenes. Even though they're both urban, it's two different scenes. But regardless of that, staying on the track of the point, you have to give Wiley that respect, being like the godfather of the scene of grime. You have to give him that respect. Yeah. And not only that, he has done a lot of workings and involvement of certain people in the scene. He's done a lot to be behind and help boost certain careers of people in the scene. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, he fully endorses it. Now, I understand what he's saying in the sense of, hold on, these men are gimmicking us. Now, we don't want gimmicks. We want genuine contacts and links that we can have. We don't want people to be gimmicking us. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Because it's like what we're pushing your thing hard, and it's like what we coming up with almost brown nosing you when you're not doing the same thing for us.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Keep that same energy.
Facts. 100%.
So I understand what Wiley's saying, because at the end of the day, what are we supposed to do? What? Bow down to you? Look, we are somebody as well.
I'm not understanding what he's saying. I just don't understand that. Where everyone jumps on the bandwagon almost on social media. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
everyone just starts.
I think everyone has an opinion. I think everyone has an opinion, and you kind of either have a pro opinion, as in, I agree with what Wiley's saying, Drake's a culture vulture. I agree with what Wiley's saying about Ed using our stuff and whatever. So one thing that Wiley did say, which I will blatantly agree on, that 100% I agree with you, is he said, Ed Sheeran was named as the most influential urban artist. No, I don't agree with that.
Doesn't everybody have a chance to win?
No, hold on 1 second.
At one point.
I don't agree with that. The most influential urban artist, I do not agree with that. If you go up on your block where these urban folks are, where the police and the government were addressed as urban people, they're not going to tell you to listen to Ed Sheeran. They're going to tell you the influence. I'm not saying they do, but they're not going to tell you they're influenced by Ed Sheeran. So when you say the most influential urban artist,
but it's how well he's done.
Yeah, but
it's the audience that he has around the world.
No, but that's
it's down to the person that creates that label. You see what I'm saying? If I create a label of the best cookies that I could think of, it's gonna be the cookies that I come across. You see what I'm saying? So they probably came across Ed Sheeran with a couple, he's a bit urban, you know the ones, you see what I'm saying? So they never came across like a real urban, like they never came across Stormzy in their life. See what I'm saying? So the closest they could get to this music that they describe as urban,
that's someone
Ed Sheeran, he's doing a lot for this urban, see what I'm saying? Yeah, but like they never came across.
It's a perfect candidate for the most influential urban artist.
But look at the person who's doing these nominations. Like they probably never even set foot in an urban environment ever, or even thought about what one looked like. Even saw one on TV. Them people are watching Emmerdale. See what I'm saying? They don't even watch EastEnders because it's a little bit too hard for them. See what I'm saying? Like they probably came across Ed Sheeran and was like, oh my God. Like, see what I'm saying? That's urban.
I think it's where he came from, though, because he did come from...
Yeah, he did come from urban. He came from to what I know, he came from the homeless...
The rougher side of... The rougher side of the Pleasant Fields.
You know what I mean? So
is he even from? He ain't from London. Is he from London?
Yeah.
No, but I don't know if he's from London, but I know he was rough living in London.
He was rough living.
As far as I came, like being in like around a lot of artists and shit. Like I've always came across Ed Sheeran with like rappers and like in hood environments. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of think everybody should have an equal opportunity to win anything. Right. Obviously, you're always going to dispute who you would have preferred to win. Like,
and he's always had a connection to
like, I'm not saying that somebody else maybe couldn't have been a better candidate for it, but I don't have a problem with somebody winning.
Look,
so, you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have a problem with somebody winning. I don't think we should have a problem with somebody winning something that they've definitely worked hard for.
I like
Ed's people music. Always gonna have politics because you never know what comes. People get emotional, they get egotistical.
That's what happens.
I don't want M. Sheeran to win because I want to win, and I'm just gonna describe it in different ways.
That should make you want to do better. You know what I'm saying?
Well, some people ain't like that. People get rather just moan for a minute.
If you look, I'm not being funny, but if you look at him and you see him as a person when he's seen in interviews and how he conducts himself as a human being, like. It's amazing. No, and he wasn't at that place at one time. So, you know, like to not, you know, to not be able to not let him, and he's even written back to Wiley and
yeah, I haven't looked at that.
And it's like you are he's basically apologizing for, you know, he's trying to say, I'm not trying to step on your toes, bro.
Yeah. Because like, he's a guy like that. Like he ain't trying to make trouble. He's just trying to make music.
I get that, and if that's the case, then like there shouldn't be no more of it. Really.
Like I think
you're pissed off about it. There should be no more. But
all right. So anyway,
I
think we've had enough of this. Yeah, so now we're gonna have a chat about Top Boy. There's some Top Boys out here.
Been hearing a lot about this Top Boy shit.
Don't know about these two. No,
I haven't seen Top Boy yet, but I've been hearing a whole lot about it. Big shout out to my nephew and Top Boy, Bandana Clips, House of Pharaohs, you already know. But I haven't seen Top Boy. Cause I wanted to set up the stage so I could watch it properly. So I haven't seen it yet. But y'all are telling me that it's proper entertaining, you see what I'm saying?
Listen, hey, for one, I'm sure everyone, listen.
Spoiler alert.
You see
Spoiler alert.
Big up to Dave, innit? Because you see man like Moldy. Moldy was a bad boy. He was a wicked man character, you understand?
Is that Dave's character?
Yeah, Dave's character is I wouldn't say he's a G, but you know what? He'll get you gassed in it.
Crazy. Shout out to Dave Southside.
Okay, he will gas you up in it. He's a nutter, boy.
He was just actually a nutter. He was just a madman. Like it doesn't matter what, when, where, how. I'm just off.
He's just
running off
on that old dog way.
Yeah, he was a nutter. Storyline. The storyline was alright. It was alright. Obviously, I see flaws in it. Everyone saw flaws in it or thought it was exaggerated and dramatized. Do you know what? I would say is, I guess it's a it's a movie, or it's a series. So I can see why they've dramatized or exaggerated certain things for cinematic purposes. But me being such a fan of shows like The Wire. When I first watched it, I like it. I do like it because it's a good watch because it's something for the UK. But it does kind of overly focus on. Well, you know what? I can't say it overly focuses on the negative of the hood because you know what? I guess that's the picture that they were trying to portray. Of
course. Well, yeah, that's what it's about.
It's no point me moaning and saying, "Oh, but they didn't portray that and that." That's not what they were trying to portray. So for what they were trying to portray, do you know what? Yeah.
I think it was amazing.
I respect that. I mean, like coming from the States and living in the UK for a minute, like. Upon watching the trailer at first, you kind of get that it's a little bit more hyper than the streets really is in the UK. You see what I'm saying? But then at the same time, when you watch, it's just a little
stuff go down on.
Well, yeah, of course it goes down for real. But
for real.
When I compare it to things in the States, like even those shows are a bit exaggerated as well. You see what I'm saying? So like Playboy was saying, for cinematic purposes, they're gonna make the stories a bit more dramatized.
No, I did say that as well because when I kept seeing people getting like head tops and shot everything else, people don't get shot as. You know, I'm saying that, but someone had just got shot.
Someone will, yeah, it does go down.
2 days.
I'm saying it does go down.
Before that, so it does go off. Like it goes off, you know. This is London, you know.
It's like a whole year condensed into a series.
Yeah, kind of thing. Like, but it was more for me. Yeah, when I'm watching it, I'm just seeing the real gritty streets. I'm seeing I'm feeling the cold while I'm watching the cold behaviour, and I'm thinking, you know what? Like, I've maybe been through something like that, know someone that's been through something like that, seen something like this, and it's real stuff. Like, it's real.
Yeah.
It is real. Like, it is real. I know what you're saying. It's a bit exaggerated, of course, like for cinematic purposes, and that has to be. But you have to, like, you know, you have to take your hat off to everyone and every person that pulled off every emotion that you felt in that.
No, 100%. I mean, for me, what would have made it more relatable? One thing they put in there, and there was only one reference to it, which is cool. One reference that they put in there, which was relatable which is happening, is the acid attacks. They put a scene of that in there. What would have made it more relatable was if you had more, and maybe it's my fault for thinking this way. Maybe it's the fault of the news for not reporting enough, because we hear about and we know about knife culture.
Oh, did they not address that in it?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, not really. No,
they did. The guy got stabbed. They took him to the hospital.
But
it went off in the hospital. Like, you can't say they ain't touched on it, because if they touch on it,
but they played on it briefly, very briefly.
Yeah, but I don't think it needed to be touched on anymore, because you know what, we've been going through this all year, like, and every year and every day. I'm not saying like me personally, I want to watch something that's going to keep me going, keep me buzzing for the TV, for the drama. Like, not always necessarily the reality. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there is a reality in it, and you know this stuff's happening. But what I want to see is, why don't I get involved? This is why you shouldn't be here. This is why you shouldn't be doing this or that. And I hear that. They could have maybe touched on that more. But I think it was more than enough that your friend's been stabbed here, and now look where he's going. He's bleeding out. Like, it was. If you're paying enough attention, it's a shocking enough moment. If you're paying enough attention,
you engage with that character.
The part I didn't understand was like when they were roughing up downstairs, and he stabs the boy right outside the block, and everyone's just upstairs on the
everyone, no one's looked over, no one's seen it. It's just like
that's how it go down sometimes.
But sometimes it does though. I've seen things happen like that, or just known about things happening, should I say? That's just like, how did that even occur? Do you know what I mean? How did that happen like that? And I think that's the kind of the beauty of Top Boy as well, because if you're watching it, because like I said, I was sitting there thinking, even like the kids with the drugs in their mouth and they're pulling it out their mouth, I'm like, what, does this really happen? Like, people are actually on the street, like just pulling out things out of their mouth and just handing it over. What, really? And I'm thinking, nah, I've never seen this.
That really
like, do you know what I'm saying? But you know, like, apparently this stuff goes down.
What this concludes is that a lot of us know a different London, because
of course,
some of us, I'll sit down there and some people say, nah, what do you mean? We talking about that is London. What them kids and the shooting? And some people say, what? That don't happen. I ain't witnessed that. I've lived there for how many years? Do you know what I mean? So it does show us that a lot of us do see a different London. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people in the comments that will comment and say, oh, another hood movie. No. Now, to be quite frank with you, this is better. Dramatical purposes, this is better than a lot of the ones that have come out already. Like I said, I do think it's a good watch for people. I mean, it's a good show. It's not 100% accurate, no, but then for whatever I was saying, oh, they wanted to, why didn't they show everything? That's not what they was trying to portray. They was trying to portray a certain thing, and to be quite frank with you, they did portray what they wanted to. I think they achieved what they wanted to with a lot of people. A lot of people will say that they did like Top Boy.
Yeah, so I think they did. That they were showing the girl of her beauty parlour that she was about to, you know, do something positive in her life, even though she's in amongst all of it. So they were showing, like, I think they showed the reality of how people are really living, because I'm not gonna lie, like, it felt real. It felt real to me. A majority of it, like I said, there were some things I thought, wow, does that really happen? Does that really go on?
That's one thing I like.
It's because I'm not there, innit?
One thing I like about it is that normal people are really engaging with, like, it's really recognized, so it kind of highlights a certain aspect of people's lives that kind of get neglected by, like, Parliament and places like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, people don't know what it's like to be a single mom on the estate with having to commute back and forth for school.
But then, alright,
they don't know that.
I'll play devil's advocate for a second, yeah? And I'll say it like this. Outside looking in, being one of those people, I remember there's a general election coming up as well. So, being one of them people that help create the legislations and laws that come in, don't you think that might help them think, oh, well, everybody in those areas are ghetto people that are...
Well, I mean, you could still play the card like, you know what? People are only in survival mode. That's why people operate like that. You see what I'm saying? So,
but you see what I'm going with, where I'm saying like that?
Yeah, we'll get more police or whatever.
That makes the if you call it the racist or the classist, that only makes them think, or that makes them small-minded, more small-minded to some extent, because you didn't see. And again, see, I see the shoe from both feet. That wasn't what it was trying to portray, but in the same sense, from the outside looking in, some people are going to look at that and say, well, everyone in those areas is just that way. Yeah, everyone in those areas are involved or have some form of involvement in the crime business or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Even the girl that was going to get her beauty shop, she couldn't say too much when the girl got thump up and when man is saying, if a man find her, so... Yeah,
but it goes to show, because what did he turn around and do? He said, give her this money and tell her to go. He didn't try and bad her up. Like, it's mad, because this is, I honestly believe this is how sometimes the streets does go. That's how it goes. And it's not, but the bottom line of it is, that is the streets. If people want to call them scumbags or say what they're going to say, they're going to say what they want to say. It's going to happen. Like, that is what is actually going on. It's like saying, don't call me this, but you are that. It is that. The bottom line of it is, you can't be out here saying, oh man, the feds just tried to bag me, but I did have weed on me though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it's learn the game. No, I get you. Learn the game.
It is what it is. You can't always be sticking up for people when they're in that is the position that they're in.
Yeah.
She chose to be with this man. She chose to roll with him. Yeah. That's her best friend. She chose to roll with her. Like, that's her choice. That's her choice in life. Doesn't make her a bad person. But that's down to to be open-minded. But some people are just not open-minded. What are you gonna do?
I haven't heard no one say. I haven't heard no one say that don't happen at all ever from something they seen in the show. You see what I'm saying? So it must be very realistic and true to life. Maybe it's shining a very big microscope on it.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? But it's really looking into people's whole lives.
I feel like people that are close to it, like, some people don't want to, like, admit where they're coming from. People don't want to remember the things that they've been, or what's really going on. Or some people don't want to, like, oh, why are they showing that for? Like, how some people are they kind of hotting up the thing still? No, they're not hotting it up. It's already been hotted up on Instagram, on everywhere else.
In the culture we're in now,
but it's not.
It's free information right now. Facts.
People been stitching on themselves, just in different ways. Like, people been doing it. Like, how you say, like, Moody, whatever, he's a great character, but that kind of character there was snitching on himself. He took himself out of jail, put himself back on the road, was rolling around. He was snitching because he didn't care.
Nah, he wasn't snitching on himself. Snitching on himself is a different thing.
He was snitching on himself. He was, because he was putting himself in all those predicaments that he knows he's going to end up dead.
He was just moving bait.
He's going to end up dead on himself.
Snitching on yourself is when you're a rapper and you get on a track and you be like, yeah, I shot that dude yesterday.
But he was doing
that. And I shot him in the stairway. 85th Avenue. Cause you know what I mean, that's snitching on yourself. Do you know what I mean? I was bagging up my drugs and I shot it to him. Then I shot it to him. That's snitching on yourself.
That's your understanding.
No, that is snitching on yourself. That's telling on yourself. Modi was not.
I'm telling my story.
Modi wasn't telling us. Modi was just a loose cannon or a madman.
Yeah, definitely.
Which to be honest with you,
he was doing it.
When I think about it now. He will go down in history of UK movies as like, you know, like with the US, you lot have got the old dog, you lot have got the Nino Brown. Yeah. Modi is a nutter. Rude boy, listen, don't make Modi want to come for you, you know.
Crazy.
The next scene, which I felt heartfelt, was when the little Turkish boy burnt down in the house. That got to me because I felt like, imagine you have to watch your brethren.
Your brethren just...
Imagine you have to watch your brethren just burn down in the yard. Nah, I can climb, brother. I'm finding a way to take my brethren. But I felt do you know what?
I felt that the whole way through, though. And I felt it with everybody. And I felt it like... almost in the sense of like, not like power, but you know, like at the minute I've been looking at power because there was some similar things that's been happening in power that happened in this. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, like, it's mad how there's no escape. It's a mad vicious circle and you're not getting out of it unless you duck out. And you're not getting out of it even then. Because you can't escape your life. You can't escape where you've been, what's been going on. Like, and I think for me, that was what got me, because Kano weren't escaping nothing. It was just everywhere he went, something was pulling him back. Like, something was making him stop again. Ashley making him stop again. Like, it was mad. They weren't getting no breaks. Like, there was no days off in their minds. Like, there was no days off in that way.
I believe that's the pattern of choice. Yeah.
No, but there is no other way.
No other way.
Food,
do you know what?
He had to go up to where he was. He had to be in that house. He was around those people. They burnt down the house. There was no other option.
I'll give you an example.
When it comes down to actually with the brother in Jamaica and coming back, and it was inevitable. These things that once something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So it's like when you're in this life, and when they sat down and had that conversation, and he said, "Look, bro, is it worth it? Everyone around us just going." Like everyone around us just being, like everything around us is just falling down for us to beat up. Is it even working? Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's mad. That's mad. And to think that people have to live like that every day, and there are men out here living like that every single day.
And it's not by choice. Crazy. No, I agree with you. I mean, because I thought about it in the example of
that's how they feel.
That guy Driss, he obviously, you know what I mean, he was ratting on this one, ratting on that one, playing both sides.
He had no choice.
No, but this is what I thought.
Well, he had choice.
Did he have choice? Because think about it, he had choice to make the decision he made.
Yeah.
But I thought, okay, so you know it's the situation is mash up. What are your options? You ain't got none because you can't really go to them and say, I need some money. Because they know you're kicking out and them man are onto you. Do you know what I mean? So in that sense, it's like, what are your options?
Well, he shouldn't have done what he did though. That was slimy.
That was disloyal.
But it was at the same time, you can see when you're watching it from the outside looking in, and I think it's important for young people to be watching this. Like, if I'm being really honest, I think young people, like the younger kids, should be watching. Do you not think
it will gas them up?
No, what's gonna gas you up? Nah, man.
You don't think it will gas them up?
Nah, definitely not. Depends on the child, it depends on their situation. But I think if they put this on in the school and they made a lesson about it, or why not to be on the streets and they construct it properly, I think it would help.
I don't think that's the right move to tell them why not.
Every kid is gonna be like, yeah, man would have done this, man would have.
I didn't see no money. I didn't see no money in that.
You didn't see no money in that?
I didn't see no money. What money? Oh, they had a couple.
You didn't see no money in that?
Couple bags.
Yeah, that's
money. I was 10 bags, 50 bags. I weren't hearing nothing mad.
You didn't see no money in that?
That's not enough.
Nah.
I'm not saying
like I said, everybody think they go, like you tell somebody
they said they're going to give him £500. Obviously, I know children
somebody a story, they want something,
a lot of money.
Say they done something
if they start teaching the children what £500 really is.
Yeah, but that's not what they're doing in school.
They just see numbers.
They're not going to start. Schools have never really taught you about money and making a living. So £500 to certain youths is cool.
I think. Well, I don't know. I would want to show my sons it. And I would want to say, you see, this is why you don't go down that route.
You're being a parent and showing and teaching. And certain youths are not going to get
when they're a bit older,
value.
obviously, when they're at a certain age, like I'm not obviously my children are very young.
I sat down and watched it with my son. And I'll be honest with you, even though my son, this is what my son does naturally, my son went in it. My son it didn't really take it.
Well, he wasn't the age still. He wasn't.
Listen, me and my son sat down and watched Boys in the Hood. Yeah? So I thought, let me sit down and watch this with him, and kind of I thought the same thing as you. Let me just educate him, because I don't like hiding things from my son. I like him to know what the real is, innit? I don't want you to get these information from somewhere else and think it's cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, my son didn't really
I think some children, like I think some parents could, like some younger. Not younger parents.
They could do it watching it.
Yeah, their parents could be showing their children what is actually going on here, because it's mad. And like because I remember when it first came out and saying to someone that I was around, like, you see, this is why you don't do it, and this is why I've been telling you, because now you can see it from this perspective. Like, you think I don't know. You think I don't understand the streets because I always go on like I'm not into it, because I'm not into it. I don't want to live like that. I don't find it exciting. I don't think it's fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously when you're young, you kind of do for all different reasons, and everyone's got their reasons why they've entered a gang or got involved in the streets. Like, everyone's got a different reason as to why they were there. But if you kind of show people a visual representation of why you shouldn't do it. I remember, like, it's not going off topic, but I remember just being in school and watching them making us watch an abortion video, and I swear down, that put me off ever having an abortion in my life. I will never do it, because it was mad. And obviously, it might only be one child it touches in that room, but that one child is golden enough.
But I'll tell you the truth. You
know what I'm saying? Even if you only touch one child, or one child decides not to ever do certain things, like, it's enough.
I reckon it'll turn on more kids than it turns off, to be honest, because that negative energy spreads way quicker than positive energy. You see what I'm saying?
More kids are gonna get gassed.
Especially, I know a lot of kids.
We live in a materialistic day and age now, innit? So
I don't think they'll get gassed.
I think they'll get gassed. 100%.
Gassed for what? What were they getting? Like, if you're smart enough, and a lot of these children are smart. Don't underestimate them. They're very smart.
Yeah, I mean, I did that. They should have had someone from Mozart in there, really, or they should have done a scene from Mozart. You know what I mean? That would have been like, that would have been a real gas factor for me, like, boop, boop, boop. But
it's always in East, you know. They always do it East, you know.
You know what I want to see, though? What I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to seeing it grow in it. I want to see it. Because I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. What, if they're going to do that kind of drama, and listen, for me, it's like The Wire. But if they're going to do that, I'd like them to involve South.
Yeah, big up South.
North.
Big up North.
Big
up East too. Big up West.
But they haven't.
You don't want this side.
I want it. But you want it. I want it I want to see
different ends linking up.
How these ends operate.
Definitely.
South is different from East. East is different from West. West is different from Northwest.
Stop segregating everything.
No,
there is differences for real. They are for real.
They're all the same. All the same, bro.
The mentality, but they got different operations.
But I want to see how I'd like to see how it unfolds. So I am slightly intrigued to see Top Boy, to see more of it.
Let me finish on my part. I want to see more. Definitely. I want to see more of the Top Boys. But yeah, no, it was great.
That sounded like some pervert. What of the Top Boys?
No, Top Boy, it was good. And like, I loved every actor in it.
Not the actresses, no.
And the actresses, you done great, girls. But yeah, I want to see more of it, definitely. And I think it was great. And I'm loving it. He hasn't even watched it.
I mean, I will watch it. Like the energy and the impact it's having on the streets is crazy right now. Everybody's talking about Top Boy, Top Boy. Obviously, salute Bandana Clips and Top Boy, my nephew representing. So I'm definitely gonna watch it, and I think it's good that it's kind of shining a light on some of the issues that the kids go through in their day-to-day, you see what I'm saying? And putting that at the forefront of people's attention, you see what I'm saying? Because these kids do go through a lot amongst themselves. Their whole world is completely foreign to us, and this is a little bit of an insight, so salute them for that. And everybody tune into Top Boy Series 3.
You heard him?
Well, this is like they started it again, season 1.
So that's it.
Okay.
We're out for this week, guys.
Beer Talks. This has been Beer Talks. I am Omar, signing off.
Levi Pink is always taking over.
And I'm D21.